An old wooden trail creaks beneath your feet. You anxiously look around, feeling the presence of evil spirits. A quiet whisper by your left shoulder startles you, and you turn around. All you see is the emptiness of a swamp at night. You draw a circle with a familiar motion, and everything dies down. The only sound is the forest rustling with its thousands of branches. You quickly arrive at Big Ojga. You examine the cow. The girl thanks you and... An old wooden trail creaks beneath your feet. You anxiously look around, feeling the presence of evil spirits. A quiet whisper by your left shoulder startles you. Your blood runs cold when you realize what you've heard was a whisper from the dead. The souls of the restless peasants call for your help. They never found their way out of this god-forsaken swamp. The whisper returns, and this time it leads you away from the road. You look into the darkness and see only low grass and somber bogs. It's becoming more and more dangerous to venture forward. One moment's hesitation and the incorporeal companion may disappear. You walk headlong into the shadow, stumbling every other step and plunging into the swamp sludge. You finally walk onto a dry clearing somewhere in the middle of the black quagmire. Your worst fears prove true. The bodies of the missing peasants are already turning blue. To your horror, the corpses rise on their feet. It looks like Chorts have had ample time to possess the bodies. The whisper returns, and this time it leads you whisper a swamp zagavar and carefully follow your incorporeal companion. Luckily, your sorcery helps you to avoid dangerous quagmires that turn up along the way. You finally walk onto a dry clearing somewhere in the middle of the black quagmire. finish the last chort and look into its furry face. Could this chort be one you've already met? The sickening sound of fallen corpses wakes you from your confusion. On your return to Big Achga, you tell about what has happened and leave the village with a heavy heart. You can hardly see any trees along the river. They've all been cut down by the Bonduk villagers. Your companion recollects familiar places and gives you directions on how to reach the home village better. The inspired Levonti leads you right to the old Galbetses, where a couple of chorts are immersed in a game of cards. The village looks like it's been swept up by a whirlwind. Here and there you can see stray logs. On closer inspection, it turns out that it's just timber being prepared for floating down the Kama River to the saltworks. This village is large, but not wealthy. You aren't surprised. The local bogs are not suitable for farming. You find villagers that are still awake and try to question them about your companion. Frightened villagers start crossing themselves and recollecting the numerous mischiefs of the hated Khaldun. From time to time, you can hear Levanti's malevolent laughter, inaudible to the common mortals. Your companion tells you about his native village, using every opportunity to insult his former neighbors. The hosts here are slothful, and the local parishioners are faithless. Levanti points to a slope in the distance. You'll find his grave there, which he suggests you visit. Your companion's grave is on a deserted slope near the mouth of the Turchanka River. Wind noisily blows the leaves of the sullen shrubbery on the riverbanks and violently shakes the old galbets of Levanti. No one has been here for a long time. Your companion suggests you dig up his grave. He left a gift there for you. You dig up the grave with your hands. The sandy earth is pliant and cold. It doesn't take you long to find what you're looking for, an old, yellowed phalanx. You can see that this item has been used for many generations of Khaldoons. You carefully pick the item up and get ready to go on your way. The villagers carved crosses on the doorposts of this burned-down Izba to protect themselves from Levante's heritage. It's empty and...
Ah, this is my home. It used to be such a great Izba. My room was here, and here, the storage area.
Let's get that treasure you were talking about.
Wait! First, we will wait for the Kladnik. I haven't suffered your presence without reason. My turn to help now.
The villagers carved crosses on the doorposts of this burned-down Izba to protect themselves from Levante's heritage. It's empty and gloomy inside. Even weeds seem to avoid the Khaldoon's old dwelling. You step inside and are filled with conflicting feelings. Is this the kind of emptiness that awaits the houses of each and every Khaldoon?
This is my home. It used to be such... My turn to help now.
Who's suffering here? It's not you who's dragging me around.
Listen, I'm helping you, right? Anyway, that's why you carrying me.
Look, these are words from you.
Oh, peasants, what do you expect? Think they can stop me with their cute little prayers? Not quite.
So, what does that chart of yours look like?
Like a regular treasure chart. White, glows in the dark, makes it easier to hit him with something heavy. You won't even have to dig.
Get ready. It's almost midnight. Your Kladnik will appear soon.
I'm ready. You better keep your book open. him! I need him alive! I'll lead him and learn how to fly!
The white calf, bound by your power, looks at you with an empty gaze. After some hesitation, you dismiss the Zagavers binding the Kladnik. The spirit disappears, giving you a graceful nod as a goodbye. The silence of the night is broken by the sound of Levonti's teeth grinding.
I'm still thinking about this old noggin of mine, so I decided it was time for...
Aha! Really? Could it...
Come on.
The villagers carved crosses on the doorposts of this
Let's get...
Wait, my turn to help.
Look,
Think they can... Like, you won't even...
Get ready.
I'm...
at you with an empty gaze. You bind the Kladnik with Zagavers and bring Levonti to the immobilized spirit. With a disgusting crunch, the Eretnik chomps into it. With each bite, the agonized chort becomes smaller and smaller, bleeding golden coins instead of actual blood. You hit the immobilized calf with the back of your hand, and it turns into a shower of golden coins. After gathering them up, you return home. The silence of the night is broken by the sound of Levonti's teeth grinding. After some hesitation, you dismiss the Zagavers binding the Kladnik. The spirit disappears, giving you a graceful nod as a goodbye. The silence of the night is broken by the sound of Levonti's teeth grinding.
Come in, Pachom. We need to think about what to do next.
You share the events at the factory.
She even escaped your Zagavers. Only powerful evil spirits are able to do that. I think someone is protecting her.
This demon scared the entire factory. Even after you chased her away, the haunting continues. Some workers saw shadows in the barn. God damn them. But what should we do next? Can't we get the brine back?
We can think of something. We also need the water demons.
But Rusalka mentioned her father. Who could she be talking about?
Rusalka? Christ almighty, God help us. She mentioned her father?
Well, it's clear to me.
The Vodyanoi becomes father to all evil spirits of the water. Vakul is the one we need to go to.
The salt worker grows pale.
Vakul? So the Vodyanoi has something to do with it.
What did you think? You may not have dealt with him with your factory, but maybe you should have. Millers, for instance, all deal with him.
At the factory? I was doing fine with the Vodyanoi that I had.
Whether you were or not, the small Vodyanois are gone. This one has outsmarted them and now rules everywhere. The small ones all went into hiding, and you can't find them now. You can meet him in Hell's Lake. Pahom, go back. You can't do anything now. And you, Vasilisa, get going. Got it?
What do you know about the Vodyanoi?
A powerful chort and an old one. People say he was here before Christ and remembers the old times. He has an underwater palace, but he may speak to you on the lake.
What kind of lake is that?
The Permians call it Vatti. It means swampy lake. It's deep. One chort tried to measure it and lost a rope. The Russians renamed it after the hunting started. If you ask me, Hell's Lake is quite a fitting name.
Will you break the seal for me?
Try to convince him. I told you, you won't find any other Vodyanois here. He's hard to convince, though. And I don't know if you'll be able to take him into battle. You're still weak.
I see. I'll get ready.
Well, be careful out there with him. If you strike a bargain with him, stick to it. If something goes wrong, don't panic. You have your black book. God be with you.
The sun is setting when you see the village of Verkhny Onil. You pick up the pace. You need to get to Hell's Lake before dawn. You run into an alarmed domovoi hurrying to his izba. The spirit tells you about the chorts of the Koldun Grishka, murdered this year. Turns out, the chorts have scattered around the area and scare everyone who goes to Hell's Lake. When you leave the village, you think of a way to outsmart them. The sun is setting when you see the village of Verkhny Onil. You pick up the pace. You need to get to Hell's Lake before dawn. The villagers show you the shortest route to the lake, warning you about the dangers on the road. Pale moonlight falls on rotten and broken trees. You feel the presence of leshis, or some other evil spirits. Protection from spirits comes in handy. Suddenly, chorts fly from all over. The detritus seems to be their doing. A pine tree, cracked by lightning, stands by the edge of a swamp. You know that lightning can be useful, and come closer. The tree is blackened and split in two. Strangely, the air is still filled with the smell of a thunderstorm. Your search soon bears fruit. You find a thunderstone. You pluck the stone from inside the charred pine and go on your way. You enter the serene, piney woods. Soon after, you find the source of light. There is an old izba amongst the trees, leaning comfortably on a branching pine. With a quiet squeak, the door opens, and a hermit welcomes you.
I have never thought a witch would come and visit me.
Why do you think I'm a witch?
I feel evil spirits a mile away.
You're calling me an evil spirit?
Come on, don't be mad. Could Providence bring you here? Have a rest. I've put the samovar on and lit it with juniper branches. I have a request to you.
What's your request?
I think you can handle it. Some hunters recently passed by here, but they never left, even after the ice drift. I followed them. Their camp isn't far from here. Their things are all in disarray, as if they never left in the spring. But there's no sign of them. I felt evil spirits there, but I haven't seen anyone. Please, find where the demons kidnapped them.
Camp is to the south, you say. I may drop by to find out what happened to them. All right, bring your tea.
You drink the tea and rest a bit.
So I might be a witch, but who are you?
I'm a hermit, and this is my skeet. I live here, far from worldly things, and serve God. There's plenty of holy saints, and the simple folk have plenty of troubles. So I pray here for the Holy Spirits to help our people with their troubles. I hope they can hear me.
Show me the way.
Listen, witch. Try to get off this road. There's nothing but trouble for you at its end.
You follow the directions of the hermit and soon come to a clear glade. You notice fir branches and a gap fire. It's clear that the hunters camped here. It's unclear where the hunters have gone off to. There's nothing you can do but continue on your way to the lake.
The gap fire has almost completely burned out. No one leaves fires like this behind in the forest. The axe is covered in rust. A hunter would never leave behind a thing like that.
Some of the hunters' things are still scattered about here. You manage to find one of their clumsily written diaries and a small pouch with silver rubles. It's difficult to make out anything from the illiterate scrawlings of a peasant. They consist mainly of hunting observations and notes. Your attention is drawn to a strange passage. February. Old man knocked on the door. Frozen. Started dying during the night. Suffered long. Maybe a Khaldoon. Died only in the morning. Would be better if I took down the main beam. February later. Going home soon. Bad sleep at night. Something makes noise in the dark. Scary. February later. Yvonne disappeared at night. Going home. Everyone scared. This is the last entry. You take the old pouch. It's difficult to make out anything from the illiterate scrawling.
Tracks. They glow blue. Some chort has been here. I can follow them. He might be the one who carried the hunters away. I saw a similar axe by the windmill.
You've found traces of the evil spirits, and now can go searching for the missing hunters. A foul silence hovers over the shed. You take a step and wince. A dry branch under your foot breaks with a loud crack, like a dry bone. The rotten stairs lead inside. You notice a sweet stench. The Eretnik collapses lifelessly. It seems to be a koldun that's been buried improperly. With a heavy heart, you cut the tendons on his feet and leave him for the crows to feast. He won't be able to walk among the living now. You remember the hunter's notes. It seems like the dead man took vengeance on the peasants for his violent death. No one inherited his knowledge or tried to relieve his suffering by dismantling the Izba's ceiling. You sigh and hope that when your time comes, you will not meet the same fate. A foul stream runs through the swamp. You notice two figures sitting on a stone beside it. Through the silence of the night, you hear cold laughter and a muted conversation. The transfixed fisherman watches the rusalka that coils around him with glassy eyes. The claws of the spirit glisten in the moonlight. This is a recent acquaintance of yours. She jumps when she notices you. As soon as the demon looks away, the peasant comes to his senses. His eyes clear up, and he flees in horror.
You again, witch. Feeling jealous of my boys? Sure you are. After all, they're all fine lads.
Tell me, where can I find the Vodinoi?
Oh, witch. I have no time to answer your silly questions. But some of my old friends do. Have fun!
The rusalka dives into the river, laughing. A foul stream runs through the swamp. The transfixed fisherman, as soon as the demon looks away.
You again, witch. Feeling
Tell me, where did you hide the brine from the factory?
Oh, witch. I have no time to answer your silly questions. But some of my old friends do. Have fun!
The rusalka dives into the river, laughing. You effortlessly find the fishermen's camp. The peasants have already built a fire and are preparing for a night of fishing.
I wouldn't call this Hell's Lake. The water is clean. It shines with silver like silk.
You come upon the fishermen's belongings. One of them left his wallet among the ropes.
This fire attracts the fish.
Oh, Christ almighty! What are you doing here? I thought the Rusalka had returned to spoil our nets again. There's no water dripping from your dress, though.
Good evening. I'm looking for a boat to get me to the lake.
Are you out of your mind, girl? How did your Balshak let you out of the house in the first place?
I am not out of my mind, actually. I need to get to the center of the lake to talk to the Vodyanoi.
Vodyanoi? We've already caught some fish. Why don't you go on your own way?
You don't have time to object. A fisherman that you saved from the Rusalka comes out of the forest and falls at your feet.
Thank you, kind lady.
After his tale, the rest of the fishermen agree to help you in any way they can.
Oh, thanks, girl. Didn't know you were a knower. Step into that boat as soon as you're ready. We'll get you to where you need to be. Step into that boat as...
You can get on a boat and set off to the meeting with the Vodyanoi. You come to your senses at the bottom of the lake and take a sharp, panicked breath. You seem to be able to breathe in the water as if it was air. A cry of amazement echoes dully across the silty lake bed. A familiar Rusalka swims up to you from the inky depths.
There's no water dripping from your dress, though.
Good evening. I'm looking for a boat to get me to the...
Vodyanoi?
So you weren't going anywhere? This fisherman is lying to me. What's wrong?
Why did you light the brazier on the boat pro then?
All right, you got us. We're going fishing. We'll take you, but keep silent. Step into that boat as soon as you're ready. We'll get you to where you need to be.
You can get on a boat and set off. You come to your senses at the bottom of the lake and take a sharp, panicked breath. You seem to be able to breathe in the water as if it was air. A cry of amazement echoes dully across the silty lake bed. A familiar rusalka swims up to you from the inky depths.
Well, what do you know? A witch in Vakul's kingdom.
Curses! I should have stayed on the spinner's pole!
How do you like your hospitality, sister?
I can breathe here. How is this possible?
You're a knower! You need at least some knowledge for swimming, and the especially knowledgeable are able to walk underwater.
Has Vakul been expecting me?
Well, he knows quite a bit.
Can you guide me to him?
I can. I don't hold a grudge towards you.
Did you take the brine?
Vakul is the one who manages everything that's in the water, the salt as well. I'm just a rusalka.
You again. Why don't I deal with you right now?
Here? In my home? Besides, who would guide you to Vakul? You won't make it here without me.
All right, let's go talk to your Vakul.
You should be more polite. You're in his domain after all. Follow me. First, we'll go to the village through the forest, and then from the Drowners Circle, it won't take us long.
Stop! Don't swim so fast!
Keep up, witch!
You can hardly keep up with the rusalka swimming in the murky water. Soon, a wall of seaweed appears before you. Your guide dives into the thicket and disappears among the underwater trees. You hesitantly follow her. Suddenly, a drowner from the dark appears, accompanied by a couple of chorts. You go on your way through the river grass. After some time, you walk into a glade dotted with river shells. The white mollusk shells gleam mysteriously, like stars frozen still on the riverbed. One of the shells catches your attention. It emanates an ancient, enchanted power. On the outskirts of the underwater forest, you notice a village. You witness a strange, weird semblance of life. The chimneys are emitting silt, and drowners go about their business. The dead don't seem to care about you. Through the windows of one of the izbas, you notice the silhouettes of household spirits. It's difficult to make out the mumbling of these lonely susiedkos. They don't seem to understand what's going on, or why their residents behave in such a strange manner. You explain that their house is at the bottom of a lake. The spirits exchange surprised glances and disappear. Seems like one of them leaves you a handful of silver coins. You pass by the last of the dead men's houses. On the edge of the village, your old acquaintance, the Rusalka, is waiting for you.
A fine guide you are. I was nearly torn apart by chords in that grass.
What's a couple of chords to such a renowned knower? Besides, there's no such thing as a safe path over here. And for my friends, I choose the safest possible.
Friends? I don't even know your name.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. My name is... I don't remember. What's wrong with me? Why can't I remember?
Wait! I can't keep up with you!
The Rusalka swims away into the pitch-black depths. You find a cemetery next to the sunken village. The crosses are broken, eaten away by worms. You carefully step on the dead grass that covers the cemetery soil. Your skin starts to crawl. The shorts are near. You bravely venture into the middle of the cemetery and draw a circle. The demons appear soon after. Black figures step out from the darkness around you.
Get out of here, witch! Go search for your Vodinoi on your own!
So this is how you keep your promises.
What were you expecting? I'm a demon. I don't care. I don't even remember my own name.
You don't? Well, it figures. You became a demon, so you lost your human name.
Became a demon?
Sure. Makul didn't tell you? Well, why would he?
I used to be the same as you.
Well, if you'd been a knower, you wouldn't have drowned.
I want to remember the past me. Before all of this.
I can help. Is there anywhere you're afraid to swim?
There is. Something that sunk beyond the fishing nets.
Let's go there. Makul can wait.
Yes, let's hurry. What's your name, witch?
Vasilisa. What are these idols here?
Sorcery of some kind. Who's the witch here, anyway?
Why do the dead walk in circles here?
Vodinoi told me he put these 7 here to walk clockwise. As a testament to the old times.
It's time to go. Lead on.
Yes, let's hurry for the slave, Isa. It's not as scary with you.
There are 2 drowners in the fishing nets. They untangle and tear the strings, freeing the lake dwellers stuck inside. The dead are distracted by their work and pay no attention to you.
Who's there? Who? You. Don't stick your nose in others' business.
We do what we want here. Some bloated stiffs can't boss us around. Isn't that right, Visa?
Well, yes, but tell me, what are you doing with the nets?
Tearing and cutting. We're spoiling them. Shut your mouth. It's not any business of theirs. Don't go telling them that the Vodinoi sent us.
The Vodinoi sent you to spoil the fishing nets?
The nets. The fishermen don't sew them, nor do they carry them. What are you telling them that for? He doesn't have to know that the master Vodinoi isn't happy with the fisherman. It's none of your business, Vange. Ya hear?
What an idiot!
So here's the deal. If I win the rock, you live the nets alone.
Come on, pass it.
Next to the sunken sleigh lies a broken chest. You search its contents, and amid the rotten fabrics, you find a well-preserved photo and a pendant. At the bottom of the chest, you find several coins. It is an elegant thing, with precious jewels. There is some writing on the back. Yevdokia. Miraculously, the photograph is in excellent condition. There is writing on the back. E and P Frolovs.
There's someone's skulls here. The sleighs are used in wintertime. It looks like a cemetery for boats, logs, and the like.
These sleighs give me chills. Have you found anything?
I found a photo. It's of a girl who looks like you.
That is me. And who is that?
Pahom, a salt worker. It says here you have the same family name. Is he a relative?
Maybe. I don't remember. I can't remember.
I found a pendant. Could it be yours? There's a name on the back. Yevdokia.
Could be. A beautiful thing.
You can keep it if you want. Wait. I'll look around some more.
Next to the sunken sleigh lies...
These sleighs give me chills. Have you found anything?
There's your portrait on the photo, and the first letter of the name on the pendant, Yevdokia. That's your name, Rusalka.
Yevdokia. Yes, that's my name. I think I'm starting to remember. Pahom is my father.
And you came back to the factory to kill the workers? At your own factory?
I was sent by the Vodinoi. I didn't know. Lord, my memory is like murky water. I have to get out of here. I don't belong in the dead man roundelays. Let go. Let me go.
Stop. You'll die up there in the morning. Or you'll be driven off by the cross. We'll ask Vakul about this. It's time to go to the Vodinoi.
Let's go. I know the way.
The Rusalka guides you to the mouth of the cave. Before you take another step, she stops you with a slight touch of her icy hand.
Vasya, stop! That bike lives in this hole.
So you led me into a trap?
No. Well, perhaps it is a sort of a trap. But for now, I don't want this fish to eat you.
Can't we go around it?
The way to the Vakul palace is through this hole.
Then, when the fish comes out, strike it with your claws. It won't expect it. I'll finish it off with zagovors.
All right, Vasya.
pike falls on the river silt with a hiss. In a moment, it disappears, as if it's never been there. A rusalka swims out of the seaweed and points you into the depths of the pike cave. Inside the cave, you realize that you're exhausted. You need to find a place to camp.
How will we get out of here? Granted, I'm not really a cat, but I still don't like being underwater.
Soon, Proshka. As soon as we get to the Vodyanoi. You could always stay here with the other demons, you know.
As if that'd be any better.
Well, thank you, Vasilisa. Now what? I don't know if I'll ever get out of Vakul's domain now.
We will. We're not gonna stay here forever.
We'll see about that, you amateur Satko.
Rest a bit, Vася. We still have 1 day of travel. Why do you think the Vodyanoi sent you as my guide? I think he sensed your power. But he didn't tell me this. What kind of demon is he anyway? The Vodyanoi has been ruling over the local rivers and lakes for a long time. He was here long before the new god. His palace is at the very depths of the Bluestone. His riches are immeasurable. Ushkuiniks brought him sacrifices as well as millers, fishermen, beekeepers. Everyone who works near the river or a lake has to deal with the Vodinoi. Us two drowners.
How far is it to the palace?
Not far. Rest a bit now, and then we'll get to it.
This road looks old. Vakul also has complete economy here, with villagers and everything.
The drowners that have been here a long time are saying that this road used to be sacred. Each night, the old gods used to walk it. Now everything's changed to the new rules, and that's why Vakul is angry.
What do you remember from your past?
I remember my father. He brought me up by himself. I remember very little. Nothing else comes to mind.
Don't worry, Evdokia. You'll remember.
Oh, Vasya, who knows? I'm dead, aren't I? What was I doing, Lord Almighty? What will happen to me now? We, the dead, know only one thing. It's better to be alive.
An eel emerges from the seaweed, followed by a burbot. After several moments, you are surrounded by a swarm of eels and burbots that move through the seaweed as a huge herd. You soon notice the shepherds. Several drowners with paddles direct the group to a destination known only to them. The drowners stop the fish to talk to you. It turns out that this school of fish was part of a wager that some Vodinoi lost to Vakul in a game of cards. They are from a river near the Church of the Trinity. Now the dead are steering this herd through the domain of the local evil spirits. After this conversation, you understand evil spirits a little bit better.
An old grave. Can make out the name. I think I can see an entrance to a cave. I need to ask the Rusalka what it is.
I heard this is where Vakul collects the graves of his victims. As soon as anyone drowns, a gulbets grows here.
We could perhaps find your name here.
I didn't even think of looking here. I want to go home now, to the surface.
The Vodinoi may agree to let you go. I'll have to think this through. I'll go take a look at the grave.
I feel a kind of kinship with that gulbets over there. No, I won't approach it. cave over there? It belongs to the Vodinoi. Dead men are forbidden to go there. I can show it to you, though. You're not dead yet.
Wait, I forgot something here.
You find the grave the Rusalka pointed out and wipe away the cold silt from the wooden tablet. Indeed, it is the grave of Pahom's daughter. Near the grave, you find Yevdokia's old cross.
So many graves, all for the Vodinoi's entertainment?
I heard this is where Vakul collects the graves of his victims.
We could perhaps...
I didn't even think...
The Vodinoi may agree. I'll go take a look at the grave.
I feel a kind of kinship with that Kalbetso.
Enough rummaging.
Are you ready to continue on?
Wait.
this is where Vakul collects the graves of his victims.
Enough.
Are you ready to continue on?
Yes, show me the way.
This cave is closed to the dead. Vakul doesn't allow it.
Will you go there with me?
He'll let you out. I'm not sure about me.
So no one's ever been in this cave?
They say a drowner entered it, but Vakul punished him later. He ate him, I think.
Why do you think he forbids entrance?
Maybe he keeps treasure here. Maybe he put some monster inside to keep an eye on it.
Talk later. This cave feels old. Some pieces of copper are lying in a chest. All the walls used to be decorated here, but now it's all been washed off. Are they badges or something?
Rays of light lead the way into the depths of the cave. The winding paths lead you to a huge altar. Who and how performed services here? You stop in hesitation. A drawing that appeared on the wall looks more recent than the others. It depicts a lizard-like pike. You think you've seen an image like that, but wasn't it a bear? You return from your thoughts to the present moment when you notice a sudden blue flash. A silver mask lies on the altar. You brush the dust off the ancient mask and exit the cave. The winding paths lead you to a huge altar. You bend your knees and whisper a prayer. Suddenly, a fierce, watery gale throws you out of the entrance of the cave. A boulder crashes down and seals it off. The winding paths lead you to a huge altar. A drawing that appeared on the wall looks more recent than the others. It depicts you brush the dust off the ancient mask and exit the cave. The Rusalka finally leads you to the Vodinoy's palace gates. They're guarded by two watchmen who, as it seems, are unable to find common ground in an argument.
No, I cursed and cursed. It's you who didn't curse enough. You can't even talk straight, not to mention tear some nets. He's mad because of you. Oh, Rusalka.
You again, my little friends. I'm leading the nowhere to Vakul, as he told me to.
Uh-huh. You're the ones who kept us from tearing the nets properly. Get out of here.
Maybe we can just swim over them?
We can't. There's sorcery here. There's only one entrance to the palace.
Listen, dead man. Vakul called me here himself, and if you won't let me pass, he'll be even angrier.
Even angrier?
Precisely. So move, why don't you?
Wait. We have an order. Only let the knowers in. So, if you're a knower, you should be able to answer this riddle of ours.
Very well. I'm good at these sort of things.
It purrs and purrs, but won't pour out. It runs and runs, but won't run out.
It pours and pours, but won't pour out. It runs and runs, but won't run out. It's a river. I've heard more difficult ones.
Well, that's correct. All right, go through. But how? Your riddle is to blame.
You leave the angry drowners and go on your way. The interior of the Vodinoi's palace doesn't look like old fairy tales. There are old planks instead of the crystal walls, and the place is overgrown with river grasses. You open your book in anticipation. You never know what kind of pests might be hiding in the old palace. Your vigilance pays off. A couple of chorts step out from the darkness. Near the empty gatehouse, you find a huge herd of cows. Among the animals walks an exhausted peasant. He notices you and rushes over to you.
Christ almighty, immortal man! She's alive and not haunted!
Be careful not to crush the witch! Oh, I will drag you even further!
A witch? I should have known! There's no other Christian soul around here except for mine! This is where I die!
Don't be so quick to write me off as a spirit. I can help you if you need me to.
You can? Praise the Lord, thank you!
But it won't be that easy to get you out. I think we should order a prayer. Then Vakul will let you go himself.
Take it! Here's the money I've made here. I am from Nekrasova village. Find my wife there. They've been searching for me. They'll order a prayer, I'm sure of it.
All right. I'll find your wife if I pass through there. Don't lose hope.
The moved peasant catches a tear trickling from his eye and bows deeply before you. The treasures of the Vodinoi consist of all sorts of things. Silver and gold coins, icon frames studded with precious stones. There aren't any icons in the icon frames. You take a handful of coins, then another one, until you don't think you can carry any more.
While looking at this corpse, Vakul sold it. You'd never know that this is how he makes new drowners.
So that's how drowners come to be.
Unless I announce you to the Vodinoi, he won't show himself. Ready?
What can you tell me about him?
He's old, has his quirks. He's winning today, so he should be in a good mood. Listen, if he offers you gold, don't take it. Ask for fish scales instead. And put back the ones you've taken. You don't need them.
All right, I'll do that.
It's all different here in this world. It's not like what people are used to. Unless I announce you to the Vodinoi, he won't show himself.
Wait a moment.
So, got what you were after, witch. What else do you want?
Will the Vodinoi be here soon?
That's none of your business. We wouldn't let you in anyway. He comes when he wishes to.
What kind of a duo are you anyway?
Who knows? Who knows? Perhaps we're future Vodinois.
Very well. We'll talk later.
Unless I announce you to the Vodinoi, he won't show himself. Ready?
Yes, bring him in.
Year after year, it's getting worse and worse.
So you threw some coins on the old altar. You're not a simple girl. You can solve riddles, but that's only half of it. It means you speak the language of spirits.
Greetings, Vodяной grandfather. My name is Vasilisa.
I know your name. I know of everything in my kingdom. Do you think I couldn't get you this very moment unless I really wanted to? I wanted to see what kind of a human you are. You've been helping others, but now the name of Rusalka. I don't approve of that. You have no business taking my servants away. Well, what brings you here?
I wanted to ask you. I know the name of the Rusalka. Let her go, now!
Do I look like a bandit to you? Does she look a bride? She can't be saved by a name. She's already dead. You can't bring anyone back from the afterlife.
No, there are ways.
You are talking about your book. She doesn't have anything like that. She will do her time with me. When it is her time to return to the surface, I will let her go. To heaven or hell, that is not for me to decide. And certainly not for you.
I wanted to ask you. What's been going on at the salt factory? Did you send the Rusalka and take the brine?
I have this acquaintance of mine. Demidov is his name. Do you know what he did when he built his factory? He threw a glove into the water. Then he took out the other glove, cut out 3 fingers of it, and threw it also into the water. Do you know why?
Demidov threw a glove into the water. Why is this? He must have gotten angry at somehow. So he threw the gloves into the water in anger. He promised you a living human sacrifice.
Good job. I can see it's no accident that you can breathe underwater. Did you guess the number of lives?
1 glove, followed by another one with 3 fingers cut off. Five finger on 1 glove and 2 on the other. He promised you 7 offerings.
Correct, witch. You certainly do have knowledge. 7 drowned. Later I'll put them to work in a circle to remember the days of old. You saw it yourself. And what now? I'd be content with some fisher pouring vodka into the lake. I won't stand for this. Your salt walker also promised me a sacrifice, but he wasn't very eager with making good on it. But I'll take what is due.
You yourself dragged Evdokia to the bottom.
Yes, I myself. Before his salt works, he had a water mill. That's when we made a contract. For this violation, he paid with his daughter. Wasn't eager to pay the tribute for his factory. He's paying for it now.
So you're to blame for all these deaths.
Mind who you're talking to, witch. I took only what's mine to take. For your words, I could turn you into a drowner, but today I will be kind.
How does he get the brine back now?
Do you want to know what to do next? I'll tell you, but you will have to do it properly afterwards. Don't you want to learn anything else?
To begin with, I wanted to ask you. I need to break the seal on the book.
I know this book, and I know how to break the seal. I'll break it if you do my bidding.
I wanted to ask you. What's this cave with writings on the walls?
I've been living here for a long time. Everything used to be different here. There used to be a grave. I kept what's left. Old traditions shouldn't disappear. I simply want to let them.
I wanted to ask you. How do I get the brine back? How do I break the seal?
Do you want to know what to do next? I'll tell you, but you will have to do it properly afterwards. Don't you want to learn anything else?
Tell me what you want.
Yes, now there's a good witch. I need a helper on land. You will go to the boathouse that's not far from Vilgard. You will find some bandits there. Lately, they too have forgotten to make offering to me. Make them restore this good tradition.
All right, as you wish.
I like you, Vasilisa. We can become friends after I break the seal. I choose a gift for you. A chest of golden coins or a handful of fish scales.
I'll take the scales. You can't find any such things on the surface.
As you wish, witch. Now return to the surface. Well, have a nice trip. Well, meet right after you fulfill my task. Perhaps at the old watermill of Bahom. I'll break your water seal. And the brine, it depends on Bahom. Surely I'll be able to find a couple of gloves.
You return to your senses on the bank of the Rusalka backwater. You spit out muddy water and inspect your things. Everything is where it should be. With a shudder, you clutch for the black book. It's also here. Only the fish scales have disappeared. To your surprise, you notice a heavy sack with gold coins in its place.
Grandpa, I'm back.
Vasilisa, I did some divinations the other day. Learned that Vakul is holding you captive. And then I went to the Church of the Trinity, did what needed to be done. That's why the water demon let you go.
The prayers may not be the reason. He had a task for me.
You tell old Yegor about the events of recent days.
So that Miller was Bahom. Interesting. A Vadinoi doesn't forget his subjects. Be on the lookout with this demon. He may try to pull one over on you.
I don't trust demons, just as you taught me.
And that's why you helped the Rusalka. That is not the same as a changeling girl. We need to be careful in our line of work, or you'll wind up beneath the earth. Anyway, we need to think about something else. Ask the bandits about Vakul. They might give you some advice.
All right, Grandpa. What kind of bandits make offerings to him?
I think river bandits. Not a rare sort nowadays. They may be escaped convicts or former factory workers. You're a powerful knower. They can't hurt you. Curse them if they try anything. Don't let them catch their breath.
Do you think he will keep his promise about the salt and the seal?
I dealt with him once, also at a mill. Did everything he had to, but also took all that he could. A powerful shot. Now it's your turn. You'll beat him, never doubt that.
I met Rusalka. Do you think we can help her?
The Rusalka? She's dead already. How can you help a dead person? Well, I'm sorry, Vasilisa, I spoke without thinking. I don't think she has friend that can help her.
But I found her name. It must mean something.
You're saying she's Pahom's daughter? Let him think about it.
Can I at least free her from the Vodinoi?
That spirit holds on to his droners until their early time is up. He might let them go sooner, for the right price. Sometimes, of course, they can be saved with prayer. Vodinois who are weaker than ours have a lower price. What price will Vakul ask? No one knows. You can try it if you want to, but the seal takes priority. Don't you forget that.
I see. Time to go.
All right. That pothouse of yours isn't far from Salatnova, to the west of Kusheva.
Nekrasova isn't far. One drowner asked me to help him.
I'll get Pahom in the meantime. God help you.
God bless, Igor Yevlampovich. Vasilisa.
Howdy! I thought you decided never visit my izba ever again.
Oh, if God wished it so, I wouldn't. This place of yours scares me something terrible. I can just feel Chorts looking at me from the forest. Necessity brought me here. No one can help me but you.
What happened? Is someone's dead?
Oh, no one. Praise the merciful Lord. Well, at least no man was killed. In a cemetery chapel we found a cow that's been missing for several months now.
Sure, I remember that cow. That's the one we couldn't bring back from the Leshy. It's a good thing that you found it.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. It's been found dead. A horrible sight.
I heard that the chapel has been haunted lately.
Right. Weren't you the one who forbade me to exorcise the demons there? Why don't you tell me some more about that silly superstition of mine, huh?
Well, what can I say? I was wrong, Igor Yevlampovich. Help us, fools. Well, I'll be waiting for you in my church.
I think we should inspect that cow. I have a bad feeling about it.
All right, Grandpa. Let's get going.
Yegor's chorts fuss in the backyard, arguing and chattering like a flock of magpies. You notice that some of them smear radishes with soot, while others wash them off, trying to outdo one another. You chase the evil spirits away. They have no business spoiling good vegetables. You take some for your travels, deciding not to leave any for the crows. Yegor's chorts fuss in the backyard. Having noticed your interest in the chorts, old Yegor tells you of an old theory of his. According to his logic, a learned chort is better than 3 unlearned.